wind out there. I know you had some wind if you saw the thunderstorms this morning in the southwest, then eventually into the south central region, but now they fizzled. But what remains, that muggy factor. So as we just keep leaning forward here, we're discussing more of the heat. I think that's one of our bigger stories here, and the humidity just doesn't go anywhere. So by the time we head into our Wednesday, I'm not ruling out triple digits in eastern Montana. I think that's a big possibility. Later this week, some storms, but it's a nice cold front that comes through. That's going to drop the dew points. That's going to be dropping those temperatures. So right now the sun is trying to come out in the capital city. I think by the end of the day, we're definitely going to be seeing more of that, just like we are in the Dickinson and Williston area, because our frontal boundaries essentially are right over Highway 83. And so that's why we have some showers that have dissipated over the past 3 hours there. But what hasn't dissipated? The temperatures. They're only going to go up. And so we stand at 81 degrees in Bismarck, 76 in Minot. Look at our dew points, though, in the mid-60s. Jamestown, Fargo, even muggier than that. We turn to Sidney, Montana, 63. So it does feel a little bit better the further west you are, but not by much. So we're going to keep escalating those temps to the 80s. There's still a chance of strong to severe storms today. Our window is really between now and dinner time, but remember, those storms are fading. So I do think those chances remain quite low. If they do pop up, we're looking at roughly ping pong ball sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Everything clears on out tonight. Into the 60s we go. We should be in the mid-50s. So it's going to be a red day today, a red day tomorrow, and a definitely come Wednesday, meaning all above normal. Because look at this now. We are seeing those temps in the 90s in eastern Montana. And then 80s and 90s still confined there to western central North Dakota. But skipping ahead into our Wednesday, we're building a ridge, the upper level pattern, bam, we have the heat. So that's the triple digit factor from nearly 102 in Sidney, Montana to about 90 degrees in Bismarck. But as we fast forward into our Thursday, here comes a nice cold front that's going to drop the humidity. That's going to drop the temperatures, bring in a little wind and maybe even an isolated shower. But even then, we don't have a big severe storm threat. I'm not going to rule it out just yet, but it's nice to know that these are still going to be isolated showers and storms. Maybe picks up in the eastern half of the state over western central North Dakota. And then once we go into our Friday, everything should be a little bit better, featuring more sunshine. Because look at this. Here's those temperatures in the mid-70s come our Friday. So that's where we're going to be able to breathe, and that's where it's going to be a whole lot more comfortable. And so when we stand with those dew points in the 60s, that's today, tomorrow, Wednesday, drops by Friday. That's going to be a comfortable day. And guess what? It is here to stay for the upcoming weekend. Maybe good for camping, but water activities, probably not so much, Sarah, especially because bee season's right around the corner, too.
Don't remind me.
I know. They were out a little bit over the weekend.
They really are. Thanks, Heidi.